Hey vinyl community, it's Michael. Welcome back to Near Wild Heaven. As you can see, I got another camera. A friend of mine gave me a webcam, so I'm trying it out and give you a little bit more of a view of my record room here. This week's video is going to be stuff I've been listening to this past week. This week's playlist. So what you can hear in the background there, this is Manor Man, Experiment Zero. Yeah, this is really good. Kind of punky, kind of surf rock with some like excerpts from old sci-fi movies and things like that. They're really good, really entertaining. Manor Man, Experiment Zero. This came out in, I don't even know, I think it's like sometime in the 90s. It's on Touch and Go Records. But yeah, as you can hear, pretty good stuff. Manor Man, Experiment Zero. And let me turn this down a little bit. Okay. Up next, this is Creedence Clearwater Revival, their first album. They do such a good version of Susie Q on here. It's like 8 minutes and 34 seconds long, and John Fogerty's guitar solo on there just blows me away every time I hear it. And it's such a great album. Everybody knows about Creedence. This is a classic album. Other songs on here are I Put a Spell on You, which is really, really good. The Working Man, 99 and a Half Won't Do, Porterville, Walk on the Water, all of it is so good. Creedence Clearwater Revival's first album from, I think, 1967, but great stuff. You all know this one, Creedence Clearwater Revival. And up next, this is some British humor with the Bonzo Dog Band. This is Urban Spaceman. These guys from England, they did a lot of like comedy in their songs. This song, they only had one hit single though, and it was Urban Spaceman, the title song on here. And that was produced by Paul McCartney, who went under the name of, I can't remember it. It's like something Vermouth, I don't know. But yeah, it was actually Paul McCartney. I think it might even say on here. Oh, it's Apollo C. Vermouth was the name that he used to be credited as producer on this album. But really good stuff, lots of fun. The Bonzo Dog Band were just, silly. They did all kinds of wacky stuff. A lot of fun to listen to. A weird picture there of lead singer Viv Stanshall. And also they were, Viv Stanshall especially, he was friends with, and this guy, this guy, Legs Larry Smith. He used to hang around with Keith Moon. They'd dress up like Nazis and go to a bar or something and cause trouble. But yeah, lots of fun to listen to this band. I have a lot more of their albums. They're a really fun band. Similar in style maybe to the early Mothers of Invention. They were kind of doing the same thing. They were parodying, pop culture at the time. And these guys were doing the same thing, only with the English view. But really good. Lots of fun to listen to. The Bonzo Dog Band. I'm Your Urban Spaceman from 1968. And up next, this is Slow Dive, Souvlaki. This is from 1993. This is shoegaze, really mellow shoegaze. It's really good. If you want to listen to something more calming instead of like hard rock or something, put this on. It'll mellow you out really good. But it's a great album. If you like shoegaze, and like I say, it's not like My Bloody Valentine or anything like that. It's got a softer edge to it. But really good stuff. Slow Dive, Souvlaki from 1993. And up next we got Daydream by Lovin Spoonful. This came out in, I think, 1965 or 1966. This is a mono pressing, but really good stuff. Kind of folk rock a little bit, pop rock. The big hit off of this, of course, is the title song Daydream, which is a great tune. But they also have other stuff on here, like You Didn't Have to Be So Nice, which was another really good song. Bald-Headed Lena, Big Noise from Spionk, Let the Boy Rock and Roll. I believe that was covered by the Flamin' Groovies later on. But yeah, great stuff from the Lovin Spoonful, Daydream from 1965. And up next we have, this is the Smithereens, Especially for You. I think this was their first album. It was from 1986. It's on Enigma Records, but really good stuff. A little bit power pop, but with a harder edge to it. I don't know who to compare these guys with, but very melodic, lots of really good tunes, like Strangers When We Meet, Groovy Tuesday, I Don't Want to Lose You Again, Behind the Wall of Sleep. That's a great song. Blood and Roses is another really good one. But yeah, it's really good. Kind of a mix of power pop and a harder edge rock sound. But so good. If you like that type of music and you don't know about this band, check them out. The Smithereens. Really good. You might want to put them like in the same category as maybe the Del Fuegos, maybe, or somebody like that, somewhere around that time period. But yeah, really good stuff from the Smithereens, Especially for You. And up next, this is XTC, Drums and Wires. This came out in 1979. Really good, kind of punky, pop punk a little bit, but great stuff on here. Life Begins at the Hop, Helicopter, Making Plans for Nigel. That was, I believe, the single off of this. Really good stuff. XTC, Drums and Wires. Some of the other songs on here is pretty good too. 10 Feet Tall, When You're Near Me, I Have Difficulty, That Is the Way, Reel by Reel, Millions, Outside World, all really good stuff. If you like XTC, this is a little bit different than their later stuff, like Skylarking and that. This has got more of a punk edge to it, but still really good stuff from XTC, Drums and Wires from 1979. Up next, this is Chesterfield Kings, Don't Open Till Doomsday. This is from 1987. These are like the 80s garage rock revival. These guys were part of it. Really good stuff. I mean, look at these guys. You know, look at that. Right there. I mean, they just look the part, you know. So good. But yeah, really good stuff from the Chesterfield Kings. Don't open till Doomsday. They do songs like Selfish Little Girl, I'll Go, Everywhere, Time Will Tell, I Can't Get Nothing, Social End Product, No Mind, No Soul, I'll Be Back Someday. Great stuff from the Chesterfield Kings. If you like garage rock from the 80s, garage rock revival stuff, check these guys out if you don't already know about them. Really good stuff. Chesterfield Kings. Up next, this is Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited. This is a reissue of a mono version. This originally came out in 1965. This is a classic Dylan. I love this era of Dylan. He did like those 3 albums during that time period. He did this one, Bringing It All Back Home, and Blonde on Blonde. Those 3 albums are like my favorite period of Dylan. I have some of his other stuff. I have his earlier folky stuff that's pretty good, and I have a few of his albums after Blonde on Blonde, but this period is so good. I love this era of Dylan, especially the songs like A Rolling Stone, Tombstone Blues, It Takes a Lot to Laugh, It Takes a Crane to Cry, From a Buick 6, and the song Ballad of a Thin Man, which was referenced by John Lennon in the Beatles song Your Blues, where he says, feel so suicidal just like Dylan's Mr. Jones. That's from that song, Ballad of a Thin Man. But really good stuff from Dylan. Everybody knows Bob Dylan, and he's, you know, a big part of the music that's been around for the last 50 years. So if you don't know about this album, check it out. It's really, really good. Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited. And up next, this is the Rain Parade. This is their first album titled Emergency Third Rail Power Trip. This came out in 1983. These guys were part of the Paisley Underground. And the leader of this band, David Roback, went on to form Opal and Mazzy Star. But this is really good. It's like modern day Psych. Well, modern for 1983. But yeah, really good stuff. Talking in My Sleep, This Can't Be Today, I Look Around, 1.5 hour ago, Carolyn song, What She's Done to Your Mind, Saturday's Asylum, Kaleidoscope. All of it's really good. If you like psychedelic music, like not original 60s music, but kind of music that was inspired by the 60s psychedelic movement. Let's put it that way. But yeah, really good stuff. The Rain Parade, Emergency Third Rail Power Trip. And up next, some prog rock, early prog rock with Yes. This is their first album. As you can see, great stuff. This has, they do the Beatles song Every Little Thing. It's pretty good. They do a pretty good version of that. This was their first album, I believe. So, and it came out, what? It doesn't say. 1969. Okay, there you go. Yes, for 1969, their first album, early prog rock. Songs like Beyond and Before, I See You, Yesterday and Today, Looking Around, Harold Land, Every Little Thing, Sweetness, and Survival. But good stuff from Yes, very first album. And up next, from prog rock to hard rock, this is The Hypnotics. Come Down Heavy. It was kind of hard to read there in the circle. But yeah, really good stuff from them. Kind of MC5, Stooges inspired. Maybe a little bit like Lords of Altamont. They're like a more newer band that's been around for a few years, but they have a similar sound to these guys. But this is from 1990, so this is 32, 33 years old. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Like I said, kind of Stooges, MC5 inspired. Just great hard rock, heavy riffs, almost a stoner rock type of sound. But great stuff. The Hypnotics, Come Down Heavy. And there you go. And just a few more here. Up next, this is Nirvana In Utero. This is from 1993. This is a first press. I bought this on the day of release. It's on a clear vinyl, really good sounding, and there's the original inner sleeve. But everybody knows this album. Really good stuff from Nirvana. I like the song Pennyroyal Tea, Radio Friendly Unit Shifter. All Apologies is just great. And the opener, Serve the Servants. Just really good stuff. Yeah, Nirvana. If you don't know about this album, check it out. It's really good. If you like Nirvana, if you like grunge, it's pretty good. It's not, don't buy this expecting Nevermind Part 2. This is more towards like the Bleach sound. It's kind of maybe a mix of Bleach and Nevermind together, but really good stuff from Nirvana. In Utero from 1993. And then I pulled out some obscure stuff from the 80s. This is a band called Wildflowers, Dust. This one, I used to really like this. I haven't played this in a long time, and I just pulled it out recently and listened to it. It hasn't held up as well as some of the other stuff did, but there's a few good things on here I still like. There's a song on here called A Kind of Kingdom. It's pretty good. They got kind of a anthemic sound, maybe a little bit like U2 or even the Alarm kind of, but pretty good. Like I said, it's kind of dated for right now. A few of the songs sound kind of dated, but it's still okay. I only paid like $1 for this like 30 years ago or whenever this came out, 1987, so almost 40 years ago. But yeah, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Wildflowers, Dust. And final one here, another obscure band from the 80s. This is Wiretrain. In a Chamber, the name of the album. This is pretty good. It's 80s sounding. I don't want to compare it to REM, but there is like kind of that jangly sound that REM had in the early 80s. So it's a little bit like that, but Yeah, it's pretty good. I like the song I'll Do You and Everything Turning Up Down Again. Chamber of Hellos is really good, but pretty good stuff. They have several other albums out. I think they did a total of like 4 albums, and I have this one and one of their other ones. But really good stuff from Wiretrain and In a Chamber. So there you go. That was this week's playlist. Hope y'all enjoyed that. I want to thank everyone who subscribed in the last week or so. Really good, so thank you so much for that. And thanks to everybody who leaves comments. And I guess that'll be it for this week. And so take care, BC, and we'll see you later.